like a banshee just wandering around my house, just
Welcome to the Incoherent Fangirl.
where for Karen and I, it's been a long time since we talked, a really long time.
So long, so long. I have missed you so very
I
much.
know. I started to write you some missives,
It was
some letters.
such a long time. How
Yeah,
did we survive?
I don't know. For like 3 days, guys.
Yeah. I am Karen from Dream Harbor.
Oh my gosh, I'm Mandy from I Forgot Somewhere to Be From. So I'm Mandy from the vet's office. Look at me go. More
It,
on that later.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, in our timeline, it is September 22nd, and in y'all's timeline, it's October 3rd. My brother is married. This is his wedding day. When you
What?
guys are listening to this, he's probably not married yet, but it's his
Crazy.
wedding day, which is insane. Like, Heather texted me earlier, maybe yesterday, and I was like, what do you mean it's next week? Oh, yeah,
That's
it's next week.
freaking me out,
Yeah,
actually.
next week is October.
I knew the date, but mentally I was putting it at the end of October for some reason. Like I was thinking like, oh, it's a
I,
few weeks out.
no, October
No.
3rd. It's wild.
What? It's me. He's getting married on Mean Girls Day.
I know, right? Good for them.
Crazy. Yeah.
Well, hi. Do you want to talk too? Roma is really interested in my microphone today for some reason.
He's
So,
got things to say.
you know, he doesn't want to say anything. He just wants to sniff at it.
Oh, he's got things to sniff.
Fair enough.
Jeez.
This week in fangirling, what did you do
This weekend,
this
this
weekend?
weekend in fangirling.
It's been
Um,
like 4 days.
so Saturday morning, we took our dog for a vet appointment because he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called KCS. It's keratoconjunctivitis sicca, severe dry eye. It's awful, but like manageable once you get like a few weeks into treatment. He's only two weeks into treatment when I'm saying this, 2 weeks and a few days. But his eye was like swelling and trying to bulge out. And so at the follow up, the vet was like, I want to rule out cancer.
Scariest words ever.
My heart fell out of my butt. He was like, I don't want to scare you. I don't want you to go home worried. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to go home and cry about this. Like,
Yeah.
100%. Like, I'm not going to be okay at all. So we did that today. We dropped him off this morning. My husband dropped him off this morning. And then they told him to come pick him up at 5:15 and that we would know if it was cancer or not. Well, they called me at like noon and they were like, the doctor knew how worried you were and he wanted you to know it's not cancer. Woohoo! It's
Yay.
not, no signs of cancer. They did like imaging and they did blood work and no cancer in either of those. But because of that, I did barely anything this weekend. Like I was
Understandably.
doing last minute things because I'm going on this cruise, but I was like so messed up about my dog that I was like, I'm not even excited about the trip anymore. Like if it weren't for the kids that I'm taking, I wouldn't even go. Like I don't want to go. I want to be here with my dog. Like he's got this, like he could have this horrible thing. So I like wept a lot. I snuggled with him a lot. I was not okay this weekend. I was in like a well of despair.
Yeah.
And of course, like his personality was starting to come back because he got a shot at the vet and he got put on some more antibiotics and stuff. His personality starting to come back. Like he's starting to act better, but I still was just like, this is gonna blindside us. This is awful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to snuggle my baby. I did listen to some more of Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. So just as a like I know I said it for us a few days ago. Matilda is the herald of the gods. She passes letters between the realms. And she finds herself in the dreams of Vincent of Beckett. He's a mortal boy who like dreamed her before he ever knew her. And there's going to be a royal wedding between Enva and Dacre from Divine Rivals. and there's some trouble brewing between some mortals and some gods, and I don't want to get too into it. What I love about this book is there's like a conflict, and I'm like, oh, this is the big one. Like the book has got to be getting close to over. Oh no, 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 no. I still have a few hours in the audiobook, which is wonderful
Oh my
because you
goodness.
think like, oh my gosh, it's about to be over, and it's not. So it's Rebecca Ross. Need I say more? Like
Yeah.
perfection
I was
as
just
always.
reading a newsletter from her from when the book released, and I think this is her longest book. It's 156K words.
Yeah,
So when you said that, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
it tracks. Yeah.
Sounds like there's a lot going
I'm
on.
sure the book is chonky too. The physical book. But yeah, so I did listen to that some while I was like doing some pedaling around the house, and I ran some errands and was listening to it in the car. Um, but yeah, mostly it's been carrying my dog around and just staring at his face and weeping because even though like we're so thankful it's not cancer, obviously, and that
Right.
it seems like it's either some like infection from the dental or the KCS messing with his eye, it's still he's 10 years old. So it
Yeah.
like puts a lens up to like your pet's mortality in a way that like we're
Mm,
not doing good over here
yeah.
because we have four senior dogs.
Yeah. Nobody
So
wants to think
like
about that.
they're gonna wreck my world sooner than I would like them to. So that's been a real
Yeah.
good time. I briefly started The Secret of Orange Blossom Cake by Rachel Linden, but I haven't gotten very far in because my I thought my dog might have cancer. I
Yeah.
told Karen earlier today, like I need this year to pick on somebody else.
Please.
Anybody else. Like my grandma got sick and died. Now this. I just like my dog has been sick since my grandma died. I need a
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
Pick on somebody your own size, please.
Oh,
What did you do this week? It's a fuzz.
this
Sorry, I'm not
this
like
this
couldn't tell if it
weekend.
was on my glasses or yeah. Yeah, what did you do this weekend?
I took my car in to be serviced on Saturday, and it was
Oh
the worst
my
fucking
God.
experience of my life. Like, why? I had an appointment at 10:45. I got there at 10:43, so before my appointment even starts. So you would think like, oh, like at a doctor's office, they're like, we have an appointment scheduled. So yeah, they're running behind, but they know like you have to cut something off at some point. Like you
Yeah,
keep
for
things
sure.
moving.
100%.
But apparently the dealerships do not do this. So I get there before my appointment time and I check in and say I have an appointment and they ask, are you staying or are you going? And I'm like, well, I'm staying because one, my parents are out of town, so I have nobody else to come and get me. And
Right.
two, like it's a fucking oil change and multi-point inspection. Like
It
how
should not take anywhere
how long?
close to that
Right.
long.
How long is it
Right.
gonna take? And they're like, it's a 3 to 4 hour wait. I'm like, the fuck are you
For
talking
my
about?
appointment.
For my appointment. I didn't leave until like 3:23. It was
Was
nearly,
your mini me with you?
yeah, and the dog. We were all
Woohoo.
just sitting there, and I'm like, it's nearly 5 hours. And right as we were leaving, I got in the car, we're driving away, and my mom texts. She's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm just leaving the dealership after nearly 5 hours. And I'm so just pissed about it. Like, what's the point of an appointment? What is the point
Right.
of an appointment if you're not actually going to have somebody available at the appointment time? You see that you have appointments, so somebody should be available
To
because you
take
should
those.
generally know how long services are going to be taking if you are scheduling appointments. And if you have walk-ins and you have appointments on the book, maybe stop
The
taking fucking
walk-in should
walk-ins.
come down
Yeah,
the
like,
list.
I'm not walking in all willy-nilly, giving you no time to prepare for me. I called a week ago. This has been in the books for a week. You should have had somebody available. And the best part is I get an email at 10:45 from the dealership being like, "Hey, you haven't serviced your car in a while. Do you want to schedule an appointment?" I'm like, "Bitch, this is my appointment time.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm
I'm here
literally
now.
here at my you emailed me at exactly my appointment time, and I am literally here right now." It was so lovely. I started and finished an entire audiobook in the time that I sat there. So that was fun. Um, yeah. And if it weren't for the fact that my service is covered for the next 10 years, I would not be going back.
Yeah.
But my service is covered at this place for the next 10 years. 9 years, I
Okay,
guess,
I
since
don't blame you.
yeah. Like I'm not yeah, like it's under warranty for I guess 9 years now since it's been about a year since I got my car.
It is absolutely ridiculous, though, that it would take 5 hours to do an oil change and inspect.
Right.
That's like 15 minutes.
Right. Like you couldn't just move it up for the appointment. Like literally schedule an appointment. So you should have somebody available to do this like 15-minute thing and then get it out. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason that I should have been sitting there for 5 fucking hours.
No, that's ridiculous.
So, yeah, real fun times. So while I was sitting there for 5 hours, I read The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. This is book 5 of the Dream Harbor series, which is interconnected standalones. So this is a second chance romance told in dual timelines, where we get to see them fall in love as teenagers and then come back together in the present day. So you have Annie and Mac who hate each other, maybe, because of their past. Annie has decided that she hates Mac, and he gets absolutely no leniency from her, except for the fact that their friends are getting married and they're both in the wedding party, and Annie has made a promise to the bride and groom to behave until the wedding is over because
Yeah.
obviously they don't need that kind of nonsense stress on their wedding day.
Fair.
Mac is very clearly not over her. Well, they're both very obviously not over each other. But Mac is actually trying to like make amends and he wants to try again with Annie, and she's just having none of it because she is holding on for dear life to the hurt that he like inflicted upon her the first time around. Because yeah, like when it's your first love and when you were 19 and you think, "Oh my gosh, things are going great," and then all of a sudden things are not so great,
Yeah.
you tend to hold on to that. Whether or not it is a good idea, like, girl, get over it. But like,
Yeah.
whether or not you realize like, okay, maybe I should get over it, you still hold on to that. So in the lead up to the wedding, the pair end up having to go on this kind of like hunt across town to try and find the groom's missing grandmother because she has up and left and
Oh,
don't know
good.
where she's gone. And like she basically raised the groom, and so he would be devastated if she wasn't there for his wedding. And so Annie and Mac are like, no, we're gonna find them, but we're gonna make sure that the bride and groom never find out that she's not here. And so it's like forced proximity-esque. And I mean, because it's a second chance romance and you can see like how badly they were fucked up from the first time, like there's no third act breakup. And there's this funny part where like they've come together, and then the next day it's like, or then it's like Christmas and the whole town comes together for like a Christmas celebration, and this is like they're coming out as a couple. And she's like, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna freak out, but he's like, girl, everybody's known, everybody's been knowing.
Yeah.
Because
Everybody's on you.
yeah, like she's like, no, I mean, they might have guessed, but like they're gonna be surprised. And he's like, oh sweet baby,
Okay.
okay honey.
Whatever. You're
And
pretty. Whatever you say.
it's so cute, it's so funny because it's like so obvious that they were absolutely like obsessed with each other from the get-go. And everybody knew that they were eventually going to find their way back to each other, except for her. It's amazing. It's super cute, just like the rest of the series. I am still low key upset that I started this series, which starts with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, because like Book Talk or Bookstagram was all like, why did nobody tell me this book was so spicy? Because it looks like a cozy mystery, the cover does. And I was like, okay, cool. I love a spicy romance. And I was duped. It is not that spicy. It's like very mild. I mean, there's spicy scenes, but it's like this is not something to be like, oh my
Why
gosh,
didn't anyone tell
like
me? I've been bereft.
I was duped. But it's a cute series, so I keep going with it.
Yeah.
And then I read The Magic of Lemon Drop Pie by Rachel Linden. So you have Lolly Blanchard. Her mother tragically passes away unexpectedly, and she gives up everything. She gives up her dream of owning her own restaurant. She breaks up with her first love in order to come home and kind of pick up the pieces for her younger sister and her dad and keep their family diner afloat. It is now 10 years later. She is still there. She is still waking up before the sun to bake these like famous lemon meringue pies and trying to keep this diner afloat. And she is given these magical lemon drops from her, like, I think great aunt. And so if she eats a lemon drop and then she thinks about like one regret that she has, she gets transported for one day to what her life would be like if that was different. So like she thinks about like, oh, what if, what if I had stayed in England and I had opened the restaurant that I wanted to? And then so she wakes up the next day and she's this restaurant owner and she sees, what her life would be like if she had gone that way. Or the next one, like what if my mom hadn't passed away? And so she kind of gets to see like the
Oh.
what ifs, of her life. And it's so like sweet and like it makes you think like because everybody thinks like what if XYZ happened or what if XYZ didn't happen and what would my life be like then? And it's like it's so like I don't know, it's like hopeful in a way because like she has to kind of decide like and she has the opportunity to decide like is this the path that I want to continue my life on, or would I want to live in one of those alternate lives where
Yeah.
XYZ didn't happen? And it's just like this hopeful story about like figuring out your path in life, and it's so sweet. And there is like a romantic element to it too. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. And I also read The Secret of Orange Blossom Cake by Rachel Linden, which we will talk about shortly. That
Yes.
was my week.
Do you have a fictional boyfriend from all of this massive amounts of reading you've done?
Mac from the Gingerbread Bakery, like, he is so very clearly, like, obsessed with her and has never stopped being obsessed with her. And she does not, she's like so pissed at him. And she's like, yes, I still like him, but like, I'm so pissed at him. I hate him. And he's just there, like, I'm trying to like apologize and make amends and maybe we can start over or maybe we can, and all of this. And it's like, he's just so sweet. I adore
Oh,
him. So yeah,
I
that's
get.
who I
Yeah.
would choose. What about you?
I forgot to this just briefly as I was going to sleep. I would watch this, but it's Aramis from the Musketeers. He's hot. He's the comic relief. In the latest episode I watched, he's anti-slavery and anti-slaver in 1700s
That's hot.
France. I know. I'm
That's
like,
hot.
oh God, all of the things. So yeah, Aramis, my
Love it.
boy,
Love it.
my boy.
That's sound means we have an intruder alert.
Woo! This is a
I'm so
delicious
excited.
intruder.
Yes, we are talking to Rachel Linden about The Secret of Orange Blossom Cake. Thank you so much for being here.
Yay,
We
look
are
how
so excited to have
beautiful.
you.
Oh, it is a joy to be with you. Thanks for having me. This is going to be super fun.
It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so the first thing we usually ask is can you give us like the elevator pitch of the book for anybody who hasn't heard about
Yes, I can give you the elevator pitch because I wrote the book, so I know this. So,
it?
a magical cookbook and a summer on her family's Italian olive farm help a broken-hearted social media chef cook up a satisfying new life in a delectable novel about three generations of strong women, a second chance romance, and a lost recipe that can show you the happiest moment of your life.
That was so good.
That is
Thanks.
incredible.
That was
That was,
magic.
I have
Magic.
chills.
I'm good at elevator pitches. I actually have author friends that will call me and have me make their elevator pitches
Oh,
because I'm kind of good at it and I sort of enjoy it. It's hard. There's an art to it because to condense an entire book into
right.
like, a couple sentences,
Yeah.
you got to work on it. So
We
I do.
always
I have
joke.
author friends
Yeah.
that are like,
Talent.
please.
We always joke
Yeah.
like we needed like 80, 90, 100,000 words to tell this story. Like, what do you mean you want two sentences?
It's
Yeah.
so
That's
How
hard.
am I
rude.
supposed to do
It's
this?
it stresses authors out so much because we're like, no, we know how to write the book, but how do you summarize it?
I
And
Right.
don't
there's this
know.
like old adage that is like, if you don't know what your book is about in two sentences, you don't know your book well enough.
Oh no.
I don't agree with that, but it's hard. It's hard to do.
That was
Well, that
magical.
was, yeah, that was incredible.
Thanks.
Can I want to know, can I get a beloved family olive farm in Italy? Like, where do I
Right.
sign up
Yeah.
for that?
I'm pretty
But
sure that you can. Yeah, I think a lot of countryside in Italy is being sold off. So I feel like if you had not a ton, you can
oh,
get a crumbling villa to restore, and then you might get an HGTV deal out of it. So I mean, there is a
Karen, I
life
gotta
path
go.
for
Wait.
you.
Yeah, sorry, we have to cut this short. I gotta go
Yeah,
do
I
Please
some
gotta go do
go.
some research. So do you have any ties to Italy? Are you living vicariously through your characters? Do you have a beloved family olive farm
Oh,
in
I
Italy?
wish I had I might. So I am Northern Italian. I'm like the most un-Italian looking Italian, but my dad's family is all Italian, but they're from the north of Italy, up near Austria. So everybody's like blonde and blue-eyed, but then their names were like Gino and Adelmo. So I do have Italian bona fide blood and relatives living in Italy, and I've been to Italy many times. I do not, however, I'm not aware of a family olive farm. I really wish that we had one. That would be a
Yes.
dream.
Oh my gosh, I
Oh,
love it. What was like, what inspired, like, what was the research process like for like building out, setting a book in an Italian olive farm? Like, did you get to
Okay,
go?
I did get to go. So here is the thing. When you are an author, you want to do research, right? And I discovered a couple books ago, I was like, wait a minute. If I set a book somewhere I want to be, then I have to go do research for this book. And that's a research trip, like totally legitimate. So I felt like I stumbled upon a secret and I was like, oh, Paris. I haven't been to Paris in a long time. So I set Recipe for a Charmed Life, which was 2 books ago, in Paris. And then I was like, well, I have to go for research. I haven't been to Paris in a long time. So, and my research, because I'm not a historical fiction writer, I just write about food and travel and romance and second chances at love and family drama. So my research is literally wandering around eating things,
That's the
which is what I like
best.
to do anyway. So it's like a win-win. I just wander around and eat things and then I write a book and then that's the research.
That's
that's
amazing.
incredible.
It's
I feel like it's a life hack.
this
Like I
is
just
the
have stumbled
best
upon something.
best life hack.
Right? So yeah, so
Oh,
this one, I went to Italy. I went to Lake Garda and I wandered around. I brought my husband with me because he loves challenging driving. So he did all the driving because he gets a huge kick out of pretending he's a race car driver. And he drove us all around Lake Garda and we went to all these adorable little towns that are in the book. And we did olive oil tastings and wine tastings and ate so much gelato. And then I put it all in the book. And I felt like I went to Italy, for real. And then I felt like I spent 5 months writing it, going to Italy every day. And now readers can go to Italy.
I feel like
Yes.
looking at the cover, I've been to Italy even. Like, what was the process of determining the cover? Did you know that's what you wanted it to look like, or did someone just
Oh yeah.
throw it out and
The,
you're like, oh, this is perfect?
well, it kind of matches my other covers. So we want a similar theme. Like we want to kind of it has like the fun elements that relate to the
Yeah.
story and something botanical and something yummy and food based. But every story is different. And so, for the Paris one, we had the Eiffel Tower that was glittery and we had macarons and we had the recipe box. For this one, I was like, "Oh, I want sun drenched. I want oranges." And we're talking like sun drenched Tuscan villas. Can we have orange blossoms? Can we have citrus? Can we have a cake? And then they just got really creative and they made this phenomenal, yummy cover that makes you feel like you've gone on a vacation just by looking at it. And then
Yeah.
they gave
Yeah.
it to me. They usually give it to you in a couple different colors. And it's kind of fun because you see it and it kind of has this, it evokes different feelings. And they had this beautiful kind of turquoise color and the all the elements really stood out. But I was like, we have to do orange. How can we not do orange? It's got to
Yeah.
be. So it's my first orange color and I'm kind of a cover and I'm kind of obsessed with it.
It's
I don't blame you. It's
gorgeous. Yeah,
beautiful.
obsessed.
Thank you.
So where exactly did this story come from? Like, what inspired you to write this particular story?
Well, I love I love to talk about people finding their sense of place and their sense of purpose. And so I knew I wanted to write something about a social media chef who's really trying to get ahead. And I usually start with the theme first. So I have a theme and then I figure out what the story is around it. So the theme was that we can't let fear of loss and grief hold us back from the things that we most want in life, from the right hard things in life. So that was the theme. And I start with the theme and then I'm like, okay, who is this chick? What she's doing? Where is she? And I knew I wanted Italy because why not? Like I wanted to write a book set in Italy, and I was like, this is perfect. Then I was like, all right, what's the yummiest thing I can think of? An olive farm on the banks of Lake Garda, which is Italy's largest lake, and a woman who has been kept away for a really long time who comes home and has a chance to choose to have the courage to embrace the things that matter most in life. And then I was like, and a hot olive farmer next door that broke her heart when they were 16. And that is just, I just essentially was like, what would make me happy to write? What's the theme that I want to explore? And then where can I put it in the yummiest, most engaging place possible? And that's how the story came about.
I love that.
Speaking of yummy, we have a love-hate relationship with food books because it wasn't delivered with
Like,
orange blossom
yeah,
cake. Like
like
I don't have a sliced cake
it's
when I'm
very,
reading it, and
very
that
rude.
I mean,
I apologize. It should be so. Do you know how much? Honestly, this is brilliant. Think about how many more copies we would sell if it came with a snack.
we've
Like you buy
joked
the
about this
book.
Yeah.
before. Yeah,
This
We've
is
a
a
book
brilliant
box.
Yeah,
idea.
like we
A book
joke
box with
like
a snack.
yeah, like when you like pre-order or when you buy a book that has like food prominently featured, like it has to come with the food. Like so that
Yes.
you can
Or
eat.
like you partner with local, like obviously you couldn't do it in small towns, but like if someone buys in Atlanta or Dallas or whatever, you partner with restaurants that can like DoorDash that day.
Yeah.
Yes, like you start
Uh,
reading and a slice of because so I wrote the book that got turned into a Hallmark movie, The Magic of Lemon Drop Pie has lemon drop pie featuring strongly in it. And people would actually drive to the grocery store in the middle of reading it to get lemon meringue pie because they were hungry. And I put a recipe in the back. I always have recipes. And then somebody on the last one, I'm like getting trigger warnings on Goodreads now for food, for hunger. They're like, trigger warning, this is going to make you super hungry. Also, there's like a death of a beloved person, but
But
also
like
super
you're
hungry.
hungry.
yeah.
Let me tell you, I just read The Magic of Lemon Drop Pie recently, like this past weekend.
Oh,
And I started it when I was at work and as I was driving, or I started it as I was driving home from work, and I was like, I'm stopping at Safeway. I'm not going home without bringing home pie because I just
uh-huh.
know that I'm gonna be angry that I didn't stop for pie.
Yes, that is
Um,
okay. So, what kind of pie did you get?
okay, so I got key lime pie
Oh,
because
that's close.
I looked and I was like, okay, there is lemon meringue, but I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling lemon meringue, but key lime was right
Mm-hmm.
there, and I feel like that's close enough.
Oh, yeah, that's like a cousin. That
Yeah.
totally.
And
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
they're
like,
related.
okay. I know that if I don't stop for pie, I'm gonna be really, really mad later, and I don't
Yeah.
want to be mad later. So we're just
I
gonna have
love
pie.
that. That's wisdom right there. You knew. You were
Yes,
like, I can feel where
exactly.
this is leading me, and I need
Yes.
pie.
Right.
Good.
I was like two or three chapters in, and I'm like, I just know she's gonna
Just
do.
no future Karen's gonna love this.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I I definitely prepared myself. I also really appreciate the fact that like it's very clearly on the front of the book, like you know that you need to have some sort of food going
Yes.
into it. We appreciate
It
that.
warns you.
So it's not, you're not like ambushed by hunger where you're like, oh
Right.
Right.
shoot, I don't have any snacks and now this book is making me hungry.
Yes, because it happens too often where you're reading a book
Yes.
and they're describing all this food and you're so upset because you don't have the food that you prepared
Um,
us ahead of time. So,
there you go. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that's good marketing right there.
Yes,
It's a clear message about what
absolutely.
is inside so you can be prepared to have a
yes,
good experience. I love that.
exactly.
It's unexpected marketing. No one has ever told me that before, but I love it.
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely 10 out of 10.
Well, this
So
one,
Yeah.
no, you go ahead.
oh, well, this one we came up with so I come up with all my own recipes. The
That was going to be
recipes in
my
the back of the book.
question.
Oh, that's your
Yeah.
question. Okay, so here you go. Yeah, so I come up with all my own recipes in my own kitchen, trial and error until I'm like, yes, I feel confident that this recipe can be made by people all over who are reading this. So the new one in The Secret of Orange Blossom Cake, of course, I had to make an orange blossom cake recipe, and my mom was visiting, and so we had so much fun coming up with it together. And we tried different ones, and then my whole family, we were just eating orange blossom cake for a week. We'd make one and be like, well, it's pretty good. And then everybody's eating tons of cake. We all gained so much weight. We were like, this is very dangerous. This is like a hazardous moment in career where we're just eating more cake. And we're like, well, it's not quite right, but gosh, it's yummy. Let's have another slice. We got to finish this one off. And so we came up with this recipe together, and it has olive oil in it. And then you pulp an entire orange into the batter, like the
Ooh.
zest and everything gets pulped into the batter, and it is delicious. I made it for my book club. I had this wonderful book club, and I was like, ladies, do you want to test my recipe? And there was no cake left, and they were all like, that was an amazing cake. And they're foodies and chefs, and they're hard
Ugh,
sells, so they really liked it.
it
I
sounds
can't
like
wait
I'm
to
in the
make it
wrong book
myself.
club. Like I should be coming
I
over.
know.
Yeah, this one is called the Plates and Pages Book Club. And I was like, we are a book club. I should say pages and plates. And then I was like, let's be honest. We spend more time eating than we do talking about the
Yeah.
book. So let's just be realistic
That's
about
the
this.
mark of a really good book club, though.
Yeah.
And you have to have
Yeah.
at least one or two people who didn't read the book before they showed up, and they're like,
Yeah.
"I'm just here for the plates."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then champagne. It's kind of
Oh,
like
sold.
my ideal book club.
Amazing.
Oh, sold.
Love it. Okay, so I'm really intrigued by this like Instagram series that Jules has, The Bygone Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
What was like the inspiration for that? Is that something that, I mean, it sounds like you are a cooker, a baker, a person who is around food a lot. Is
Mm-hmm.
that something that you do or have thought about, or did it just kind of come out of
Oh,
while
I've
writing?
never done. I'm old school. I think I'm an elder millennial. I'm like a geriatric millennial. I'm in that age range, which is such a sad title. Um, but I'm the one that's like, oh, I grew up without the internet. Now everything's on the internet. So I have not done any kind of Instagram or TikTok cooking, but I ran across this, and I can't even remember his name. He's super famous. He does vintage recipes, and he's this blonde guy. He's actually from
B.
somewhere in
Dylan
Washington State.
Hollis.
Yes,
B.
and
Dylan
he's
Hollis.
so funny, and they're so engaging. And I was like, this is brilliant because there are so many recipes from like the Depression era and early settlers and the war years where stuff that we would never think of now. And it's really good. It's just really good content. And so I was like, okay, so he does it kind of ironically and with a funny twist. But I was like, what if we actually had a woman who did it unironically as a way to like comfort and inspire people? And so I had so much fun researching all of these random old recipes like peach pandowdy and whatever, all these different corn mush, different things, and getting to put those in the book, and not necessarily things you want to eat, but things that were part of American diet in the past.
Yeah.
Did you try any of them?
I have tried some of them. I did not get any recipes and be like, you know what, I'm going to make liver mush before I put this in the book. So some of them I
Please.
actually was familiar with because I've had them before, and I was like, oh, we'll just put that in. And then some of them I was like, that feels like no.
Liver mush. I
Yeah,
can't even
exactly.
begin to think about
Exactly.
that.
Like all those things sound bad. None of those
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
sound
Mhm.
No, we can address it. We don't have to try that.
Yeah.
right.
Very fair.
Exactly.
Very fair.
So what is your writing process like? Are you a plotter, a pantser, a plantser?
A planter? What's a planter? Is it
It's like
that you're
in the middle.
surrounded?
Kind
Oh,
of in
I
the
was
middle
hoping
of
it was that
plotting
you're
and
surrounded by plants because I am a plantster in that I live
oh,
on a little island in Puget Sound and I'm just always surrounded by water and
oh,
whales
Oh,
and
I
plants.
love
And so
that.
I am a different type of plantster. I'm just like, I write surrounded by nature.
oh, it sounds
Um,
beautiful.
Yeah.
it is lovely. And we get like 9 months of rain and gray weather. We're about to go into it again, and it's very conducive to writing. There are tons of writers up here in the Pacific Northwest. I think because 9 months of the year, the weather makes you want to sit inside with tea and think contemplative thoughts. And you're like, maybe I'll just look out the window and write a book. And that's what a
Hey,
Valid.
lot of us do.
Valid.
So I used to be a pantser. And my first novel, I spent 6 years sort of meandering around, finding the story, finding its way. Then I got contracts and realized, oh, I don't have the luxury of doing that. And I started my writing career when I had an infant and a 2.5-year-old,
Oof.
oh
which is not like the best time to do
no.
that.
Ouch.
I learned to be super efficient. So my goal has always been when I sit down, I don't stare at a blank page. I know the next thing. So when I'm doing the dishes and I'm grocery shopping and I'm weeding my garden and I'm taking a walk, I'm constantly thinking about where the story is going so that when I sit down, I have at least the next scene or the next beats lined up. And then I right now am working on book number 8 that comes out in May. And yeah, I have become more and more, the more I go through this, the more plotter I become.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
love
that
that. I
gives me
feel
hope
like,
for
yeah.
myself because the thought of plotting anything
Yeah.
makes me want to run for the hills.
It
Okay, but I have to say this. There are many different ways to plot, and you have to find the way that works for you. Because I have a friend, my dear friend Marie Bostwick, who wrote a phenomenal book called The Book Club for Troublesome Women. Amazing book. Um, about women getting in trouble and finding themselves in a subversive book club in the 1960s. Um, but she loves the method, and she spends weeks doing the snowflake method. I want to break out in hives thinking about the snowflake method. It's terrible to me. I'm like, this is so restrictive. I use a method that when she tried it, she's like, well, thanks, you ruined that book. I have to go back to the snowflake method. So everybody has to find the way their own, because all of our brains work uniquely. And so I have found what works for my brain, and it tends to be plotting on the ends and then figuring it out in the middle and being surrounded by plants. So a plantser.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Do you write chronologically, like from start to finish in order, or do you jump around to different plot points that like you figured this out, but it's way later in the book versus where you're writing?
No, I write chronologically because I'm not writing super plot driven fiction. I'm writing more character development and character arc driven fiction. So it's very difficult for me to bop around because I am following this whole growth arc of a character where they're starting somewhere, they're having this big journey, they're transforming, and then by the end, they have learned their lesson about whatever it is. So I will occasionally go ahead knowing, okay, I think there's probably another scene that needs to be back here that I'll flesh it out. But in general, it's almost like this, I'm putting the skeleton of it together first in the first draft, and then I can go back and be like, I think we need a little scene that kind of shows more of this or that, but that'll only be a few times. In general, it is chronological start to finish. And I actually write in loops. Like I'll write a few scenes and then often I go back and kind of adjust it and write. So I'm writing in these long loops as I go to kind of, as the character develops, go back and sort of bring everything up to speed.
I've never
That's
thought about
cool. No,
like the
yeah.
difference between like writing a plot-driven story versus a character-driven story and how you'd have to write those differently. Like that is so fascinating. And I
And
love
it, and
that.
again, that's just my brain because I have friends who are like, "Oh, I don't know what my story's about." They write character-driven fiction. They're like, "I don't know what my story's about until I've written half of it." I don't understand that. I'm like, "That sounds stressful to me," but it works for them. And so you just got to figure out what works with your own creative process. Everybody is different.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I love it.
Okay, we don't want to keep you too much longer, but we do have a few questions that we always like to ask our guests. This is going to be the point in the interview where every piece of media you've ever consumed just
It's gone.
is going to leave your brain.
You've you've never even heard of a book. Like, what is that?
Okay, this sounds delightful.
So we have a segment on the podcast that we call Fictional Boyfriend of the Week. Now, it doesn't have to be a boyfriend, but we pick a fictional character from that week that we are really vibing with. Karen's had a fictional granny. I've had a fictional son. Do you have any characters in any media, TV, movie, books, whatever, where you're like, this is my comfort character. I think everyone should know this character, like a
Oh,
favorite character.
this is the part where suddenly I can't remember
Yeah.
anything that I have watched
Yeah,
or
you're like, what's a
read.
You're
TV
like,
show?
what
Have
is-
I
what is-
ever seen a movie?
I think
What's a
I just
character?
I think I just sit on my couch and stare out at the water and listen to seals. I don't consume anything.
Do you have a favorite seal?
Okay, so you know what I'm vibing with right now? My friend Kim Fay wrote a wonderful book called Kate and Frida about two young women in the 90s. Frida is in Paris, Kate is in Seattle, and they're just kind of finding life. And I'm gonna say that Frida to me feels like my crazy younger cousin that you just want to hang out with and eat croissants in Paris and talk about what it means to live a meaningful life.
Oh,
Does that count?
Okay.
yes, I love
Okay,
that.
she's so fun.
Perfect.
And my husband's reading it right now, and so we were brushing our teeth last night and he's like, "I just love this book." He had it on the counter and he's reading it. I was like, "I know, Kate and Frida, just wait. It's going to get even better." So I'm thinking about it that right now. I'm thinking about like, yeah, Frida. Frida's this woman a young woman who just wants to live a big, meaningful life. She ends up in Sarajevo during the Bosnian conflict. She wants to be a war journalist and she's just full of heart and bravery and looking for the hope and optimism in people. And I feel like, I'm older than she is now. So it's not like she'd be my daughter, but she'd be like my younger cousin. And I totally want to just hang out with her and like experience life.
Oh,
Oh, I
I'll have to
love
read
that.
that.
Yes. Well, kind of along the same lines, another question that we like always ask is what are you reading? Like, what are you recommending? Do you have like an all-time favorite book kind of thing that people should
Mm.
read?
Oh, such a fun question. So right now, my book club actually tomorrow night is meeting for the first time for the year, and we're going to vote on all the books for the year. So I just submitted all the books
Ooh.
that I have loved this year to be considered. Um, so yeah, there are a bunch. I mean, it's been a kind of a hard reading year. I will be honest. I've read a lot of books that I didn't love. I was like, okay, those were nice. No big deal. But I just read one. First of all, I love anything by Kristen Hanna. And she lives
Mm.
one island north of me. And I'm like, one day, Kristen, you and I are going to be friends. You don't know it yet. And
Yes.
there's a thin line between stalker, author who is stalker, and author who is friend who lives on the next island over. So I'm trying to stay on the lawful side of that and not be weird. Uh, but Kristen and I are going to be friends at some point. So I read The Women and I thought that was phenomenal. And right now I just finished one by another Bainbridge Island author called Jonathan Evison, and it's called The Heart of Winter. And it is absolutely beautiful. It follows the marriage of a 90-year-old couple and goes backwards from the time they met in college all the way through the years. And it's really about what does
Oh.
it mean to love someone faithfully all these different stages of life and the hard
Oh
things and the good
no.
things. It's hard. Like I was sobbing at the end. It's so beautiful, so beautifully written, set in the Pacific Northwest, which I love. So The Heart of Winter, I really have enjoyed that one. That's probably my
Oh.
favorite one
Oh,
of the last few months.
that sounds
I don't know
amazing.
if I'm emotionally stable.
That's
I
true.
might be a sobbing mess on the floor.
It was pretty beautiful by the end, when you're like holding it to your heart and like quiet, silent tears are going down your cheeks. And you're like, that was so
Oh.
beautiful, and my heart is shattered. That's what it felt like.
I
I
love
didn't
it.
marry a reader, so I read those books, and my husband is like, "Are
Are
you
you
okay?"
okay? You know those people aren't real, right?
I'm like, "Yes, they
They
are. They
are.
are to me." And he's like, "Why do you do this to yourself if you're so upset?" And I'm like, "You just don't get it."
I married both a reader and a very tender-hearted man, and we just watched Wild Robot with our kids, and I looked over. I mean, it's a precious movie. Like, we
Whoa.
loved it so much.
Yes.
And my husband is full on sobbing, and our kids are looking at him. They're like, "What's wrong with dad?" I was like, "It's okay. He's just having a parenting
It's
moment. He's
just
just having a big
emotional.
feeling."
Oh, that was a rough
We're
one.
both just like sobbing on the
Oh.
couch, and our kids are like, "What is happening?"
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm,
Love
so good.
it. Love.
Okay. Well, before we let you go, last question. What comes next? I know you touched on the fact that you have a book coming out, but what can you tell us about your book
Ooh.
for next year?
All right. Well, let me see. I can actually pull up the cover for you if you want to see it. It's an adorable cover.
Ooh.
And for the first time, there's a dog on the cover.
Sold.
Here, I'll show you.
we're,
Sold.
we're
So it's
oh,
called A
Oh my
Sprinkle. So
goodness.
it's it comes out in May and it's called A Sprinkle of Sweet Serendipity. It is set in a little town in north of me, a little harbor town in a little Norwegian inspired town called Paulsbo. And it's about a young single mom who is a chocolate maker. She's taking care of her disabled mother, and she gets the chance to see in one magical birthday wish a vision of her purpose in life. Unfortunately, as she goes along, there's a love triangle. There's this really hot Norwegian baker who was her debate partner in high school. There's this super cute English guy who comes to town who's her dream crush. And she starts to realize that what she saw in her vision of the future might not actually be what's going to make her the happiest.
Oh
oh,
my, sold.
I
And
love
chocolate,
and
and a French bulldog named Mr. Butters who
Does
wears top
Mr. Butters
hats.
survive?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, I would
Sold.
never kill an animal. I would
Sold.
never kill. No. Actually, I think I might have had an animal die. No, I think my editor made me take that out. I had an animal die once, not in a tragic way, just like, passed away from old age. And she was like, "We don't do dead dogs. That is too sad." I was like, "Oh, okay. Nope. The dog lives." I had to change
Yes.
it. So I will not kill an animal. Mr. Butters is thriving at the end of the story.
Perfect. Then I'm
I
sold.
I
I can't
need you
wait.
to understand. He can't even hear you, but my dog popped up the moment you like said anything about a dog. Like he can't, like
Really?
he has been asleep this whole time,
Oh, hello, buddy. Oh, he's so
but
cute.
he was like, "I need to be involved now. There's a dog. Tell me
There's
more."
a dog. Oh, what is
Yes.
your dog's name?
This is Roma.
Hi, Roma.
He
Oh,
he just wants to be included.
of
Look
course he
how
does. What
well
a sweet
behaved.
face. What a sweet face. And Roma is like exactly the color of Mr. Butters. Do you want to see my dog? This is
Yes.
Cosmo.
Yes.
Cosmo?
Cosmo,
Oh, hi, Cosmo.
hi.
Oh my
He's like,
goodness.
he's like, I don't know what that is. That's all Cosmo does. He just lies on the edge of the bed while I write books and do my, podcasts and things, and he just sleeps. He's like a professional napper.
Love it.
Meanwhile, my microphone is really good, so I wasn't stressing, but I had two. If I was doing this a minute ago, it's because I had two dogs play fighting underneath my seat and they were bouncing the bottom of my seat, screaming at each other. Now they both went downstairs.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Pets. Yeah, one of my co-hosts for an Instagram show that I do for author interviews, she has four dogs and one of them's a Great Dane. And occasionally he's just like in the shot, but he's like he takes up the whole shot because he's like enormous. Anyway. Oh, dogs. It's so
Oh,
I was
I
funny.
waiting
love
for
it.
one of them to dive up into my lap and it didn't happen, but yeah, they were definitely fighting underneath my chair
It
and
was a
bumping
close
me.
thing. Gosh. Dogs make the world a much better place.
They do.
Yes,
I don't
they
know what I would do without my
yes, they
dogs. I
do.
don't know what. I wouldn't survive it. Okay, Karen has some bad news to tell you, unfortunately.
Oh no,
Yes.
Karen.
So now that you have been on the podcast, you're actually legally obligated to come back for all future book releases. We're so sorry. Not sorry.
Oh, it's a trap.
Not
I
sorry.
love that. Well, I'm not sorry either. I will happily come back. And you have me back in May and we'll talk about a sprinkle of sweet serendipity and Mr. Butters and whatever kind of recipes I'm going to come up with because I got to do that this week.
Oh,
Oh,
I can't
I'm so
I
wait.
excited.
know.
All
Got to
right,
figure it out.
friends. Oh my goodness. So, I think when this episode comes out, the book will be out because it comes out on the 30th?
30th.
30th.
Comes out September
So
30th.
the
Yeah.
book will be out when this episode comes out. So
Wahoo!
go pick up a copy of The Secret of Orange Blossom Cake. It is so good. You're
It's
gonna want to go. It's
beautiful.
beautiful. You're gonna want to go on a trip to Italy and
Have cake.
have
And eat some
cake.
cake. Yeah, have
So
some
much.
cake ready.
Maybe, yeah, have some cake ready before you start reading it because
Mhm.
you're gonna need it. And maybe just like pasta and general Italian food. And I'm really
Maybe
hungry right
wine.
now. Can you tell?
Yeah, have some wine. Yes.
They make
Have
so
all the
much
things
food.
ready. And
Yeah, they make
Negroni. Oh, there's so much food.
food, and I'm just like, oh,
Actually, I turned in my manuscript, and my editor keeps an entire drawer of snacks for when I turn in a manuscript because she's like, I know what's going to happen. I have a whole drawer of snacks. And then she wrote me back, and she was like, more food, please. More Italian food. I was like, you want me to put more food in the story? She's like, yes, I want more Italian food. I was like, done. All right. So it's stuffed full of
Sold.
delicious food.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Love
Oh
it.
man.
Thank you so much, Rachel. This has been
Thank
so
you.
much
This
Oh
has
my
fun.
been
gosh. You guys
so
are a
fun.
hoot. Thanks for having me. I look
Yeah,
forward to
We will,
next time.
yeah, we'll
yes,
see
we'll
you
talk
next time.
soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, I love her so
I
much.
adore her.
She's so beautiful.
Even
She's
if she
so
made me
nice.
hungry.
So
I
my
know she
God,
is gorgeous and she's like, she's got such a fun personality.
so bubbly. Like I love her. I love her so much. That was so much
Love
fun.
her, love her, love her.
Best time. Obsessed. All right, time for an
It's time for an
announcement.
announcement. Yeah.
I am so excited.
I
Next week,
know.
we are talking to Beth Revis and Sarah Rosh about The Crimson Throne. I can't
Yay.
wait. This, I they keep talking about it, and it's like Mary, Queen of Scots in a fantasy world. I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Please. That's
Please.
all I
I
need.
cannot. I cannot. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a good time. So, yay. That's next week.
Yay.
And now, time for a
Now,
spiel.
yeah.
That's where we're at. Yeah. Okay, friends, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're listening to us. Follow us on social media. We are at The Incoherent Fangirl on all things. Visit our website, theincoherentfangirl.com, to also stream all of our episodes as well as read our blog. You can subscribe to our Patreon for early access to podcast episodes, full video episodes, and bonus content. Shop our merch store for cute merch because we like self-care and or gift giving season or both.
All of the above.
All
Yeah.
of it. Theincoherentfangirl.com/shop. Lots of cute stuff there, designed by Mandy, because sometimes she gets bored with an iPad and we benefit from it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, design ideas, you want to tell us that we're pretty, we will accept all of that in our inbox, theincoherentfangirl@gmail.com. We love hearing from y'all. And of course, one last way to support the podcast is to rate and review on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Please
Give
give
us
us
your words.
all the words. We love words here.
Yeah.
She is at Mandy Perv on all the things.
She's at Miss Made in China on all the things.
And once you followed us on social media and you followed the podcast on social media, you're going to head over and do the aforementioned self-care and or holiday gift shopping and visit
Yeah.
our internet besties. First stop, you're going to go to herecomesthenerd.com, get you some artsy pins, goodies, other things. Use code FANGIRL and you'll get 20% off your first order.
I saw some K-pop Demon Hunter stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
gatekeep.
Yeah,
So
it's real cute.
just yeah. Then you're gonna head over to onceuponabookclub.com. You can subscribe. You can get like some boxes they might have left over. You can buy random little one-off goodies. And you can choose one of our codes. Now they do not stack. We love you no matter which one you choose, but you have to use either code Karen10 or Mandy10 for 10% off. But if you don't spell Karen right, you're gonna have to eat a lemon drop and see what, like, if you could take away your biggest regret and then never get the option of taking it away, even if your life is better for it.
Ugh. I feel like that's awful.
Or, ooh, we'll make you live the day. Will you get a lemon drop? We'll make you live the day of your biggest regret forever
Oh my
on a
God.
loop like Groundhog Day.
Oh,
Diabolical.
oh, that hurts. Oh, scary. Spell my name right.
Spell it right.
All right, and then next up, you're going to visit our friend Amber D. Lewis at amberdlewis.com. You're going to add 10 of everything to your cart because we love indie authors here.
Yes.
And then you're going to use code FANGIRL10 and you'll get 10% off the 10 of everything, which means you have gotten one of everything for free. You're welcome. You're so smart.
Math.
Love it. Love
It's
it.
math. And last but not least, support my family.
Yes.
We're creators over here, apparently. So we can support the show husband. You can follow at Borna Josh on all the things. He's kind of fun. Then you can support Searchers. That's his paranormal investigation group. So you can follow at Searchers Believe on all the things. You can go to searchersbelieve.com/shop and use code fangirl10 and you'll get 10% off of merch, also designed by me. You can follow at Searchers Podcast. We'll be filming our episode with Jack, almost a Jack Black, Ooh, Manifest,
That would be
Jack
cool.
Osborne soon. So there's fun, spooky stuff there heading into spooky season. And then the big one is to go follow at streambeacontv.com on all the things. That's our streaming platform that is paranormal, horror, true crime content. We have Paranormal Mysteries is out that everybody's been really looking forward to. We're working on a project with Jack Osborne. All kinds of exciting things are coming. So if you want to subscribe, you can go to streambeacontv.com. And if you use code fangirl10, you'll get 10% off there as well. And then you can go buy my book. Yay! It's out in 10 days when you're listening to this.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've had such a good reviews day today, by the way. A lot of really nice reviews have come out today.
They knew you needed to pick me up.
Yes, they were like, she's having a rough day. Let's remind her that it's not all bad.
Yes.
And if you go to aepurvis.com/shop and buy my book, if you use code Aaron Warner, you'll get 10% off because it wouldn't be me if I didn't make something about Aaron Warner. So
I love that you giggle every time.
I love him so much. And
Oh my gosh.
wait, by the time you're hearing this, I will have read Every Spiral of Fate too, which is our like Aaron Warner in a different font book by Todd Amafi that's coming out on the 30th.
Ooh.
Ah,
Very
we know who
exciting.
my fictional boyfriend is going to be that
Yeah,
week.
for sure. I love it. All right.
And I guess
That
that
was
was
the Incoherent
Incoherent
Fangirl. Thanks for listening.
Thank
We
you. We
love
love
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
We are sponsored by our friends at Here Comes the Nerd. Pins, stickers, magnets, and more. Here Comes the Nerd has happy art for all fandom-loving hearts. New customers can use coupon code FANGIRL during checkout for 20% off their first order at herecomesthenerd.com. Coupon applies to ready-to-ship items only.